Rohan Patel comic book movie. Hi,
Hi, Rohan.
Farhan. I'm a really big fan, so this is a great honor
Oh,
to
thank
meet
you,
you.
man. Oh, you've got a
Uh,
poster of Dawn 2 at the back.
yeah, I got both of them for you. I've had that since 2006, but it's great. It's great to meet you, and I loved you in Miss Marvel. So can you tell me more about like being cast in this role? I know there's a high level of secrecy when you were initially brought on board.
Well, I mean, my agent reached out to me saying that Marvel's developed this show that's about this Pakistani girl, Muslim superhero, and it's going to focus on the subcontinent, on the history of the subcontinent, and really like kind of really tap into the culture and the traditions of this place. So it sounded really exciting when she told me about it. And then I had a conversation with the creative producers. I had a conversation with the director. They told me about the character of Waleed, who he is, what he represents in the show, what his journey in the show is, how he helps Kamala along in hers. And it sounded really, really exciting, and it sounded new. It sounded fresh, and I just felt like I had to do it.
Awesome. Yeah, and Waleed, I mean, you make quite an impression because you're such a great actor. But it's like, so by the end of the episode, he does die, which is so was there like more to what was that conversation like where you have to come in and just kind of like make this huge impact on Kamala's life, and then you're in and out basically. So what was that kind of dynamic that you had to try to capture?
And honestly, I mean, the thing was just to be, I mean, not really think about how the episode is going to end, but just really think about what it is that I'm supposed to be doing for Kamala. I think that's the big thing. I mean, more than thinking of it as a mentor, and I was really approaching it since he is from this order of protectors. For him, Kamala is like his daughter, and that's how he looks at her, and that's how he wants to help her, he wants to enable her, he wants to empower her, and he wants to liberate her from this load that she's carrying. So that's really how I approached it. And then of course, I mean, so there was all those scenes, and the affection was most important to me, more than the knowledge. It was important that you feel Waleed's affection, because the knowledge is, I mean, at the end of the day, it's talk. So
Mhm.
what's important is to feel the connection between the two, and that was something that kind of really, really was the focus in those scenes.
Yeah, and you have such a warmth to your character. And then, so what was it like, sort of imparting that knowledge? Because Iman's like a relatively new actor; she's just starting, and she's entered this huge universe. So coming from having starred in so many great Bollywood, Toofaan's amazing, by the way. But it's like,
Oh, thank you, man.
and so like, what was it like, just working with her and getting to see her like start her journey while you're like a veteran on the journey?
It was she's incredibly gifted. She has a great natural ability. The camera loves her. And she's really easy. I mean, she doesn't. I mean, if she has nerves, she doesn't show it. She looks like she's having a really fun time. Everyone on the crew absolutely loves her, and you can see that she has a special relationship with each and every one of them. And she was great. I mean, honestly, I mean, when I went there, I was wondering what it would be like. But like working with her, doing those scenes with her, because we did the action last, it really helped me. Like when I was reading with her, when we were just sitting and chatting, it really did help me, because she made me feel comfortable. So it was honestly the other way around. I kept saying that, I mean, you're my Waleed when we're not filming, you're
Yeah.
my Waleed. So that's really what it was. And I absolutely loved working with her. I loved working with Aramis as well, who plays the younger Red Dagger. Really, really
Mhm.
nice guy, cool guy, and really good at what he does. So all in all, it was really good. And Iman's got a long career ahead of her. I mean, it's
Mhm.
really where she takes it. It's entirely up to her. But I mean, does she have the ability to do whatever she wants to do? I mean, absolutely. She's really good.
Yeah, it's exciting to see her get started. And then like coming from like you're also a great producer. You've done the Dawn films and you've done so many films, Zindagi. So like what when you're working with Marvel Studios, who's like at the top of the top of the top of the top of the world right now, what was that like coming in from that kind of angle and seeing like what you want to take away from Marvel Studios and bring back to Excel?
Honestly, I don't know, because I mean, I I feel like I've been fortunate that from the word go, I've worked with people who love what they do, and don't treat it as just a job. And that's what I felt when I went onto the Marvel set. I mean,
Mm,
everyone was there and they were absolutely loving what they were doing. So and that to me is what really makes for a good crew. You may have the best actor and the best technician, but if their heart's not there, it's not fun. So
yeah.
so there wasn't really in terms of like, oh, was there something that I learned on the technical side of things or on the organizational side of things that I could take, and we
Mm,
do the same things. I mean, like filmmaking now has pretty much become the same wherever you go, at least wherever I've gone, whichever
yeah.
set I've been to. But I just enjoyed the fact that the scale that it was being done at and the size of the crew that was working, that there was not one single person that I met who wasn't having the time of their life making the show. And that was great.
Awesome. And I have to ask, I mean, I haven't wanted to ask you this for like 10 years, but what are you allowed to say about Dawn 3, or is it coming? Is it something that could happen in the next 5 years,
Hey,
or?
it's as secret as what happens to Waleed.
Mhm. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Farhan. I really appreciate this. I'm a huge,
Oh,
huge
thank you,
fan,
man.
and I
Nice
loved
talking
you
to
in
you.
the show. And just take care. Thank you so much.
Thank you.